Chris Guns and Frankie Colon at ATG Radio here with the great Ivan Calderon, all-time great fighter from Puerto Rico. Ivan, what's good, man?
Everything's good. Training a lot with the kids.
Are you training? You still keep busy even though you retired after that last fight?
Yeah, I retired, but I decided to keep on working with the kids in the gym. I work like a trainer. I always worked like a trainer since I was fighting like pro. But now I'm 100% with the kids, working out with them and trying to make it to be I'm that kind of person.
Yeah. Do you still have that? I mean, you get in the ring, you still spar, I'm sure. You stay in good shape. Do you?
I still do all that. I run once a day in the morning with my wife and my kids, and then I go into the gym. If I got to spar with the kids, I spar with them. I do all the kind of stuff I used to do when I used to still be fighting. It was fighting. I mean.
Now, honestly speaking, when you get in the ring and you feel it in there, do you ever feel like you can end this retirement and make a comeback? You still have that itch?
Yeah, sure. Sometimes I'll be talking with my wife and I'll be saying to her, I feel like coming back to fight because my retirement came because I wanted a position in my work. So I had to decide of the position or keep on my career of boxing. So I say I got 38 years old, where there's only for two years more, a few fights more for my career and my work. It's going to be for a long time, so I got to decide. So I decided to stay working and try to get the position.
I have a feeling we're going to see Ivan Calderon making a comeback. How do you feel when you're watching like a big fight Saturday night happen with Juan Manuel Lopez fought Mikey Garcia? Does it even affect you more? Does it make you want to come back and maybe give a boost to the island that's kind of needs a champion to root for again? Does it make you want to get in the ring even more when a big fight with a Puerto Rican fighter happens?
Yeah, you know why? Because when I see them kind of fight that happens, I like, oh my God, I retire myself, and I know I could do better fights that people are fighting, and I say, if I retire and then people keep on fighting, I should keep on fighting.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do that.
You had a lot more fights than Juan Manuel Lopez had, and I don't know, you had a lot more fights with higher echelon guys. I don't know what it is. Maybe you just took more. You could take more. Maybe those fights with Solito ruined him. But what would you tell Juan Manuel Lopez now and you might have a good relationship with him. What would you tell him about his career? Would you tell him to hang up the gloves right now?
Yo, I'm a fighter that I don't gotta say to boxers to hang up the gloves. It's their decision. But I believe that if I would have talked to him and speak with him, I would say to him, yeah, it's time to hang up your glove because if you already hurt, the last fight you did, they only hit you with a jab and your legs was not there. You were not the same boxer that I saw when you started your career, when you was Juan Manuel Lopez in that time. So that's the kind of boxer when you see it, you see the fight that he did, he's the kind of boxer that you say, you need to hang up the gloves, get a more career, forget about this, and think about your family.
I was talking to my boy Frankie, who's on the line with us right now, and he was noticing the same thing too. I was noticing the same thing. As soon as Mikey hit him, he didn't seem to have his legs, and it looked that way in the second Solito fight too. Wasn't that right, Frankie? You noticed that too, right, Frank?
Yeah. So I'm off balance. Every time he threw a punch, it looked like he was already falling. I mean, me as Puerto Rican, I value my boxers, and I think as Puerto Rican people, we gotta know when to tell our boxers, listen, we love you. You don't have nothing else to prove. It's okay. You can hang up your gloves. I believe in that.
Yeah, and I know you got a lot of questions for Ivan. Go ahead, Frank.
Ivan, you've had a very good career. I mean, you won a title from like 2002, 2003, all the way up to like 2010 before your first loss. How has Puerto Rico, how do I say it? How did you feel that they backed you up always? Have they always been on your side?
Yeah, I think so. You know why? It's not, a lot of times it all depends how's your personality with the people, and that helped me a lot in my career. Right now, I lost my title, but everywhere I go, I'm still the Puerto Rican champion, and I'm always with the kid, always in the things they always need me to be there, and helping the people and all that. And I never kept on working myself just because I'm not a fighter no more, or I'm not a champion. It don't mean that I gotta stop helping kids, stop helping people, go and talk to them, go to the jail, talk to the kids, and give them my opinion to them. So I believe that's helping me a lot in my career. The same way Tito Trinidad, I think it's helping me too.
Do you think the boxing world overlooked you because you were such a small guy? And I mean, I consider you one of the big champions. I mean, there's a lot of champions that did not do what you've done. You went, you defended your titles a couple of times, 7, and like pound for pound in the Puerto Rican rankings, they don't really place you up there. I mean, I would place you maybe top 3, top 4. A lot of critics place you lower. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I know, I understand what you're saying, but a lot of people didn't believe in me because my weight, my height, because I didn't have no power punch. But like I always told a lot of kids, I feel like I don't have the power, I don't have the height. But right now, I got the record, more defending Puerto Rico's title. I got 18 defensive titles, and it's not easy to do all those titles defense. And right now, I've been in a lot of wars and the fights, always giving my opponents the reach that they was bigger than me, heavier than me, and I used to, only because my good boxing used to have the good victory in every fight. That's why a lot of people believe in me every time I fought. And in this fight that I lost, a lot of people knew that I lost because the weight, I gave a lot of weight to the fighters. It was like 3 or 4 calories bigger than me, but I believe they was going to remember me like a good fighter, like a good person that always be there for them, and that's why I was going to be always in their mind.
You know what? And I agree. The next question, which you answered roughly there, was you fought guys that were 20, sometimes even more, heavier than you. Like what went through your mind when you were in the ring with these real big guys? Did you have any fear? Was it exhilarating? Did you say, oh, I hope this guy doesn't catch me?
Yeah, every fight I would feel like that with fear. I believe the fear helps you do a lot of things in the fight, because when you go up there with fear, you always fight real intelligent and with your eyes open. And when you fight with that comfort that you think you're gonna win, a lot of things happen that day that you feel like that. That's why I always feel like fear, because the fear is always comfort to an athlete. And a lot of things that when I go up to the ring, I always say that I was like, the day of the weigh-in, my opponent, skinny, you even see him smaller than me, but the day of the fight, it's another man, another person, and I always tell my corner, oh, they changed me to boxer. This is not the same box I saw in the weigh-in, but I gotta do what I gotta do. My intelligent boxing, hit and don't get hit, and that's why it got me to a lot of defense.
And Ivan, we been talking like 5 minutes, and you already mentioned it more than once about being a role model to the kids. And I know that you're a dad, and you're a hands-on dad, and I'm sure that weighs in the reason why being a good role model is so important to you. But why? What are your reasons for making sure that you're a good role model for the kids and the up-and-coming youth in Puerto Rico?
Because I came from a lot of abuse. I came from a lot of family problems. I've been in a foster home. I've been to a lot of problems that people maybe don't understand or maybe don't know about what happened to me since I was small. And then I passed all those problems and look who I am right now. A good boxer, a good world champion. I got my kids, my family, my house. That if I did it, a lot of people could do it. That's why I always keep on talking to the kids when they say that I can't do this because this and because this and because that. And I passed through all that. And look who I am right now. That's why I always keep on talking to the kids in the school. I dropped out of school when I was already in the last year of my 12th year grade, and I had to go back to school, finish when I was 26 years old to get my work because I didn't have my diploma, so I had to go back to school when I was 26 years old.
That's a great role model, man. You got older and you regretted not finishing school, and you went back and you made up for that, and that's what the kids need to see. They need to see, even though you didn't need it, you didn't stop and you kept pursuing to become a better guy, and that's the thing that I wanted to get into. I wanted to talk to you about you and the abuse that you did suffer. Do you think, because you went through that, and a lot of people would be surprised because they look at you as a fighter and they look at fighters as being tough guys, but a lot of people would be surprised to hear that the great Ivan Calderon was abused and stuff. But do you think that growing up with that in your mind, do you think it helped you be a tougher guy and to be a better fighter and to be able to take things that the normal man wouldn't be able to take?
Well, let me say something correct. I say abuse, but I mean abuse because I passed through a lot of problems, but it was really, really abuse to my mother. And I saw all that abuse to my mother. And I was only like 12 years old, 11, and I couldn't defend her. And I passed through all that, looking at how my mom get hit every time. And she's still with the same guy. And it already passed 30 years, and she's still with the same guy. And, and when you see all that, you like, every time I try to defend my mother, every time I try to do this and do the other thing, and just look back and say she's still with the same guy, she's still with I gotta be strong to say, well, she's my mother. What I could do, I just gotta forget everything that happened in the whole past.
And your mom was actually your inspiration for fighting, wasn't she?
Yeah, I believe so. Right now, I just had a problem with my stepfather, and I was like, I would love to do a lot of things that I couldn't do to you when I was 12 years old, but that's the other part that I want to show to the kids. You never try to get a revenge because you're going to go to jail, you're going to do that. It's better to forget and just keep on walking.
Yeah, it's tough to do for a guy though. Being the guy of the house, you want to protect your mother and stuff, and when your mother doesn't let you do it, that's a tough thing. And there's a lot of girls in situations like that. Do you do anything special for girls to make sure that they don't get into an abusive relationship?
Yeah. I got a daughter. She's 15, and I be talking to her every time. I be talking how we are men are, and we do stuff, and then we start like, I'm sorry, it's never gonna happen. Don't never believe that. It will happen again. Don't never believe that when a man says it's not gonna happen again. Don't believe that. It will happen. If you didn't do nothing at the first time, you're gonna do the second and the third and the fourth time until you do something about it.
Yeah, and that's what girls need to hear. I mean, hear it from a guy and a boxing champion. Most people see you as tough guys, but you're one telling the real and telling it the way it is. And Frankie, you could take it, man.
Yeah. I wanted to add something, and I think Yvonne will agree with me. I think us as Latin people, we really are protective of our mothers. Like, it's not like in the States. Chris, you grew up in the States. I grew up in the States until I was like 17, where, we got your mama jokes. And, everything, oh, your mama. You can't, you can't do that over here. And you're going to be real good with me. Over here, you go to school, you say your mama, and you're going to have a bunch of boxers on top of you. Lo que se llama la catimba.
Yeah, that's true.
We really love our mothers, and I really feel what you were telling us.
I just got to correct you, Frankie. I mean, I'm Italian, man, and you don't mess with an Italian guy's mama either.
You know what? I agree with you too. You're 100% correct. Sometimes I forget your Sicilian side. Okay, Calderon, here we go. I want you to talk about. I'm sorry. I would like for you to talk to us about your amateur career, going to the Olympics. I think you fought alongside Miguel Cotto, represented us for Puerto Rico. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, when I was gonna turn pro, and because my stepmother used to bother me every time, saying that you're too old, you're already turned to pro. I don't want to go more to your amateur fight. I just want to see you like a pro. And she put me a little bit of pressure, and I signed a contract like a pro. And a hurricane came to Puerto Rico, and the fight just fell down. So I decided to fight again, and another fight, Ecor Rivera and Daniel and Pipino Alice and Ponce Hilton, and the fight. And the guy, they put him in jail, so I couldn't fight neither. And I would say, God gave me another way to be like a amateur fighter. Then that's when I came in and kept on fighting like an amateur. And I went to Pan American Games, and then I was the first one to do the Olympic trials in Tampa, Florida. And that's when in 2000 Olympic Sydney, Australia. That's why I decided then to turn pro, because I did all my career, Central American Game, Pan American Game, and Olympics. And I said, well, it's time to turn pro now, because I did all what a boxer need to do, an amateur, go to all those tournaments. And that's when I started. They gave me a good contract. And I was gonna fight for only $4,400 when I was gonna turn pro. And then I decided to go to Olympics, and then I turned pro. And in the four round, they gave me $2,500.
That's a good.
Wow. So, and then I turned pro when I was 26 years old. So it's never late.
You were 26. Wow.
I was 26, and I turned, and when I was 29, I won my world champion. That was in 2003.
Oh my God. So a little bit. Started late there, but it was good. It was good. He won. It was third place, right, in the Olympics.
I believe so. I remember we all lost in the first round.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, we all lost in the first round. But I was told, this is something I was told to athletes. It don't matter if you don't win a gold medal, silver medal, or bronze medal. For me, everybody who goes to Olympics, he already is a winner. You don't know, it's so difficult to be in the team just to make the Olympic team. You gotta fight here in Puerto Rico, try to make the team here in Puerto Rico. Then you gotta go to Olympic tryouts to try to make the team to go to the Olympics. And for me, that's a gold medal.
How do you as sports here in Puerto Rico, how do you see Puerto Rico and how it's nurturing his athletes? Do you think they're doing a good job? Do you think they can do better? Say boxing, baseball, basketball, sports as a whole.
Yeah, I think for a small island, I think they could do better, and I think they're doing good work. We was a time that we was one of the best at I think they had a lot of good baseball players, the good boxers, but right now it's a lot of killing, a lot of people that trying to sign the people real early, 18 years old, 17. They don't let them keep on growing more to learn more in this sport. So I think the same trainers, they don't give the opportunity to the boxers to learn a little bit more, to give them the opportunity to go and grow more and sign when they're already adult to take their own and decide the decision. And they always try to sign them when they were 17. They still have to work with the mother, the father, to try to get a decision. I want them to be 21 years old, so they could take their own decision. And the first thing is to learn about the business. If they don't learn about the business of boxing, they're not gonna go anywhere.
True that.
And when I was growing up, and when I was about to tune into an Ivan Calderon fight, I knew I was going to be in front of the television for 12 full rounds, and I was going to see a masterful display. I grew up a humongous Pernell Whitaker fan, and I come from Connecticut, and being Italian, I heard the stories about Willie Pep and stuff, so I can appreciate the skills that you have. Do you find it, being from Puerto Rico and being from a macho place like that, do you feel like it took a while and a lot longer for you to get the respect from the people who want to see a killer in the ring?
Yeah, I think so. The first time, a lot of people were like, the thing is that I was not this fighter that I am right now. When I started my career like a pro, my first 6 or 7 fight, I was a different fighter. I was like a little Mike Tyson, going straight, a Punisher. I won my first fight by knockouts. But when I took in a fight, I took a headbutt and had a cut in my eye with 18 stitches. That's when I decided to say, what I'm doing, I'm a boxer. I could fight and get hit and don't get hit. That's why I decided to change my style to be a boxer. And that's why I have a lot of wins in my career. And I went, and now that's what a lot of people knew, who's Ivan Calderon since the day on.
And I'm sure you grew up a humongous Trinidad fan, did you? Or did you always like the skill? Or like?
I always liked Tito just because he was I never liked the boxing. Anyway, I just started seeing boxing when I saw Mike Tyson lost the first time in '93. I didn't even used to like to see boxing.
Wow. So Mike Tyson, you were only like a fan of the big fights.
Yeah. And I'm the fighter that I be talking to my friend like Miguel Cotto to never abandon the still, you know. Miguel Cotto was not the way he is right now. He always used to be a good boxer. He used to do what I used to do, hit and don't get hit, or box a little bit, be more intelligent. And then when a boxer starts knowing that he's like a puncher, they always forget about their old style of boxing. They just want to hit and finish the fight in 2 rounds and keep on get the check and let's go home.
Mm-hmm. And maybe that's why he had the best plan of fighting Floyd Mayweather, maybe because he had that experience being a boxer. Maybe he knew what he was going to do. Did you ever talk to Cotto about his fight with Floyd and his fight with Trout? I mean, coming off two losses in a row, where do you think Cotto's at right now?
Yeah, so yesterday I ran in the park and I ran with him. And when I with my friends, the boxers, the thing we don't talk is about boxing. We talk about everything except boxing. We don't even want to talk about boxing.
Yeah. So where do you think he is now? You think he's going to try for another run, or you think he's thinking about calling it for it?
He said he's training. He said he's going to go at least 2 or 3 fights more.
Mm-hmm. And so you mentioned also that you won your first title at 29 and you got into it kind of late and stuff. Is there a special? Do you have special interest in seeing Bernard Hopkins do it now at his age?
Yeah, that's why I decided that I feel like coming back, because if he could do it, he's 49 and he still look better than whoever. He still look better than young people when he goes up there. So I say it depends how you treat your body. If you smoke, if you do all the kind of crazy stuff, then it's a short career for you. But if you're like me, I don't smoke. The only thing I do wrong is dance, and that's part of the job. That's part of my training. Go and work, go and dance with my wife, and that's why when you see me in the ring, I move a lot of legs.
That's it. And there's a lot of up and comers in Puerto Rico now. There's not a lot of guys at the championship level right now in Puerto Rico. So it's kind of like cold on the island right now, boxing wise. But they do have a lot of up and comers. Who stands out to you when you're looking at the people coming up?
And right now, like And Verdejo is a kind of boxer that I know if he keeps up the way he's going, he's gonna be a world champion. And Pedraza is another boxer that maybe it's with the promoters that they don't work with him a lot. But I know if they work with him, he's gonna be a good world champion. And Pedraza and Jonathan Bomba Gonzalez, the only thing he gotta work with his personality, but he's a good boxer.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Powerhouse. Yeah. Calderon, I got a quick question. Let's say you do come back. What weight would you come back in?
I won't go back to 105. I'm gonna stay 108 because I could do the weight, and I still could do 105. But I believe that I've been already 8 months retired. I haven't do nothing. A few times I'll be training and but this is my first time that I go up to 130. Right now my body's in 130. I think I'm 38, so I think I'll go back down to 108.
Wow. so your future Puerto Rican champions, you got Pedraza, you got Bomba, you got Verdejo, which I feel has a very prominent future. Is there anybody else you see besides those names? Being future champions.
Like the other ones, I just gotta see them keep on growing more in their career. They just got like 5-6 fights, But I think those few persons that I talk, because they already pass around all those tournaments, Pan American Games, Olympics. They already knows how it's to fight out of Puerto Rico, and the other guys, they still new. They still gotta learn. They still gotta have a little bit of pressure fight. Then I could see and I could say he's another boxer that I think he got a good future. But it's a lot of boxers. The thing is, you gotta see the work more and see the fight with opponents that you could say, I believe they put pressure. He's gonna be a good boxer because he defends himself a lot. So right now, I think it's only them 3. But if I don't know more, because when I'm out of boxing, I don't even see boxing.
Oh, I got a question. What do you think about the Arroyo brothers? We haven't heard.
All right. You got me. You got a good name there. But I'm gonna tell you what's the problem there. The 2 brothers are good. They train a lot, and a lot of people started saying that William, the one who went to Olympics, the 112, he's better than the other one, and I believe it's backwards. I believe the 115 is better than the 112. And I always speak to them, and I always tell them, if y'all change a little bit your style, because y'all good boxers, and start fighting, or try to do always muscles. You gotta just loosen up a little bit and be more a boxer, more loose in the fight. If they do that, they're gonna be a good world champion.
I agree with you.
One of the things I see, Ivan, is the up and coming guys in Puerto Rico, especially lately. I think coming off the period where they went from Tito and then Miguel Cotto and yourself came along, I think it's been a spoiled period, and there's a lot of expectations for the next big superstar coming up. And I think that Puerto Rico's looking for it so much that they're starting to rush the guys before they put them in the smart fights to get them ready for those big fights. We saw lately Orlando Del Valle got beat by Darshinian, and he fought Darshinian probably before he was really ready. Darshinian's obviously had a lot more in the tank and proved it against Del Valle, and then you saw it against Thomas Delorme. Do you think that Puerto Rico has to take it slower, I guess, let it marinate a little bit before they start putting them in?
I'm agree with you there. With those names that you say, they put them real fast to try to get them to a world champion or fight with big names. I believe they had to wait a little bit more, have a little bit more spirit, at least with the bias, because they believe they put him to fight with the fight that he lost, but a fighter that he used to be the champion 112, 115, and they believed they thought they were going to win because the weight, and they find another another thing in the day of the fight. And people maybe think that because Ivan Calderon won the world champion, won only 15 fights, they think a lot of people could do it. But you got to remember, I did my good career like an amateur, 130 fights, and I'm already an old person with 26 years old. That I had a little bit of experience in the physical, like a big man. And I believe they're still little kids. They're still growing. They're still learning. They should have weighed a little bit more. But I believe they did the correct thing in the career with them.
Yeah, and I found out today that you're planning on making a comeback, and I'm glad to hear it. I think you got still more in the tank. I think you still got some big moments ahead. When it is over, though, what do you see yourself more as? Do you see yourself more as staying in the sport of boxing as a trainer, or do you look? You just hung out with Miguel Cotto today. Do you look to become a promoter like him, or maybe join forces with him? What is the after boxing?
Ever. I'm gonna tell you why. Because like I always say, you gotta learn about the business, and I learned about this. And the only 2 or 3 right now person that have big names like a promoter, Don King, Bob Adam, and now Oscar de la Hoya because his name. But this is a hard job. This so difficult, and you gotta have big money to do what they do. Mm-hmm. You win, but it's a lot of losing money in those kind of fights. Like right now, in the fight of Miguel, Juan Malope and Mikey Garcia would have fought, what would have happened there? A lot of money lost. A lot of money will be losing the promoter, especially the TV, HBO. So it's a risk.
Yeah, you're a smart guy. I mean, maybe since it's like a lost art form, bringing a fighter up the right way, maybe you could be a great matchmaker. We need better matchmakers.
That's what I'm trying to do. Be a trainer, and I manage a kid that I don't got to put money. I just got to put my intelligence and put my conocement and people that I know to help the kid to grow up. And I get paid for that.
That's right. Yeah, you're a smart guy, no doubt about it. And when might we see you get back in the ring?
I don't know. I tell you, I would like to go back to the ring. But for real, I'm just waiting for the opportunity to see how I keep on doing in my job. If I don't need to go back to the gym just to get money or just to try to keep on and protecting my family, because with the fights that I did, at least I put money away so I could defend myself with my job and with the money I got in the bank. But if the thing goes how it is in Puerto Rico, that Frankie knows, we gotta come back.
That's right. You don't want to ever be in a position where you're just coming back for the money.
For me, if I come back, I don't want to go back because I need money. I just want to go back because I feel like I know I could keep on fighting, and I love this sport.
That's right, and that's how we want you. We want you back there. No matter when, if you come back, that would be great. But if you stayed retired, I think you're a first ballot Hall of Famer. When we're talking about first ballot Hall of Famers, and I love boxing. I love all weight classes. I don't care how little you are, how big you are. One of the fights that I thought about for many years is how would a Ivan Calderon fight look against Ricardo Lopez? What do you think about that fight? I know you thought about it yourself, I'm sure, many times.
Yeah, I never thought I was gonna fight with Nene Sanchez. I was his fan. That was my boxer. And then Diego and none of that. And when I saw me fighting with them, I was like, I can't believe I'm fighting with the person that I was seeing, and I always loved them, seeing it. I was their fans. And when I saw myself there, I say, before all that, I was like, I wish when I turned pro, it won't be no more Nene Sanchez, no more Finito Lopez, because they're too tough for me. Look at me, when I kept on growing and I kept on learning, I beat all them guys, and I was like, I can't believe I fought all the guys that I say I don't even want to see them in my role. I just want them out of my role. I want to fight other people, and I fought all them kind of people, and I beat them.
Yeah, you would be a first ballot Hall of Famer as soon as 5 years passes. How special is it and would it be to be recognized by the Hall of Fame and to be inducted? I'm sure you thought about that too. You earned it.
Yeah.
You're definitely going to be there.
You're not the only person to say it. A lot of Puerto Rico tell me that a lot just because of my boxing. And if that happens, it's going to be something big, especially in Puerto Rico, because no small weight been in that position, and especially not a big puncher, a boxer. And that's what's going to put a lot of people change their mentality about boxers that they don't hit and they don't got punched. We got the same rights to be where the big punches are.
Yeah, and a lot of people talk about Wilfredo Gomez belongs in the Hall of Fame. What do you think about the possibility of not being in the Hall of Fame? Do you think there's any way they could deny you?
Who, me or who?
I'm saying that there are deserving guys in the Hall of Fame, or not in the Hall of Fame, who deserve to be there. What if they didn't put you in there? Would you feel like...
I would love them if they don't put me, what I could do. I believe that people like you think that I should believe. For me, that's all what I need. People that you just saying that for me you should be in the Hall of Fame. I don't need to be there. Just hear people like you saying that you love the way I fight. A lot of people saying that they thought that I could have been there. For me, that's all right.
I guess that's what I was trying to say. How important is it to you to be in the Hall of Fame? But I guess I just messed it up, but you answered it anyway. Frankie, any more questions for Ivan?
And I think in Puerto Rico we have like a sports wax museum. They have a wax figure of you, right, Ivan?
Yeah, and right now, they got a statue of me. Yeah.
Right? Well, there you go. You in the Puerto Rican Hall of Fame here. You go see you. That's forever.
Yeah.
That's
people don't understand. I did a lot of things right now. I got a statue of me in the museum that you always gonna see me. If you don't want to see me, you're always gonna see me. I got my 18 defense already written my record, and I got 2 rings for all the defense that I did in my 2 titles. And what else you need? What else you need?
That's cool, actually. I didn't even realize you had a wax thing.
When a lot of people saw when I retired and they saw the picture in the news with all my 6 titles, they were like, I didn't know he had all that, because I never be showing or front that I got all that. I was telling the people I got this, I got that. I don't need to tell. People that always follow my career, they know what I've done and what I got.
And you got so many titles, if you put them in a pile, they'd be taller than you. That's a lot of titles. You deserve whatever good comes your way. What's the name of the place where your wax statue's at? Because when I go to Puerto Rico, I'm going to check it out.
Guaynabo. Where I work at, Guaynabo, yeah.
Wow, man, that's an incredible accomplishment and honor, I'm sure. Ivan Calderon, all-time great champion, one of my favorites. The early part of the decade. Appreciate your time, and anytime you are going to step in the ring again, I want you to let us know, and let us be one of the first to know. Appreciate your time, Ivan.
All right, me too. Take care and take for the interview and gracias, Frankie.
You're on Twitter too, right? You're on Twitter, Ivan.
Huh?
What's your Twitter name? Do you reach out and stay in touch with your fans?
Hey, I don't got Twitter. I don't got Facebook. I don't want none of that. There's a lot of problems.
That's a smart guy.
That's
smart.
What you say. That's the intelligent part of myself too. Don't have none of that.
Yeah, you can only be reached by landline. That's about it.
And that's it.
Yeah. My Twitter, my Facebook is my telephone. You call me and I could tell you whatever you need.